We were talking earlier about exceptions that could arise when invoking the div instruction. I wanted to show you some two concrete examples so you can know that we are speaking about real things and you will get some kind of feeling for what are those exceptions. Maybe you will even see some of those in your life. Let's see what we have here. We have two programs, one called div by zero, the other one div large quotient. We are a bit ahead of our time because we haven't yet ourselves begun to write assembly programs, but we can just take a look at how it looks like. This is the first program called div by zero. Don't be scared of all this text that you see. Actually, the important part is here. Those 4 lines. The program begins here. It begins in the start label. It is going to begin here and just keep going. These are the two instructions that we are going to speak about in the future. Let's look here. We put the value 3 into EAX, the value 0 into EDX, and the value 0 into ECX. Eventually, we divide by ECX. I remind you here that ECX has the value 0. That means that we actually try to divide by 0. We have here the program div by 0 as an executable. Let's see what happens when we run it. We got here this strange message, div by 0 has stopped working. It says that a problem caused the program to stop working correctly. This is a very nice user-friendly message that actually says that something went wrong with the program. It doesn't say what went wrong, but at this point we actually know what went wrong. We know that we tried to divide by 0 and we got this. Actually, what really happened here is that the exception that came from the program when I tried to divide by 0 actually went back to the operation system. Then the operation system, which is Windows in this case, tried to give me an opportunity to fix it. It sent the exception to my program somehow. And because I didn't handle it myself, eventually the operation system had to handle this exception. And this is the way the operation system handles an exception. It just closes my program and then shows this message to the user. So the user won't be surprised that the program was suddenly closed. Let's look at another example. This time we're looking at the div large quotient. Again, the important part is these 4 instructions. The rest is mostly the same because assembly programs look the same except for the actual code. So it is those 4 instructions. Here we put a very large number inside EDX, EAX. EDX begins with this very large number and we put some arbitrary number inside EAX. The important part is that EDX, EAX is very large. Now we move 2 into ECX and then eventually we divide EDX, EAX by ECX. That means we try to divide a very large number by a very small number. And we get the quotient overflow exception. Let's look at how it looks like. Maybe it is going to be a bit different. And again, we get a very similar message to the first one.